Welcome to Graceful Healing, a podcast to get straight talk about healing and living again. My name is Maureen Lake. I'm a holistic health coach, speaker, author, and thyroid disease fighter. Each week, I'll be bringing you graceful conversations to inspire you to seek new ways to hit the reset button to catapult your health and vitality to new levels. Listen in and open your heart to all the new possibilities. Are you ready? Let's do this. Michelle and I had a great conversation today. We covered 3 different topics. Of course, we talked about sleep, since we're winding down our sleep challenge in our private Facebook group. Michelle shared information about Nappuccinos and other fun facts. And we also went a little sideways and discussed women and happiness. It's a well-known fact that women are happier than men, especially as we age. It's just a choice we make. We experience more joy and bliss than younger women, and many times more happiness than men. We savor it all of life. And finally, we're so excited to share our retreat information with you. It's coming to Tucson, Arizona in late September, and we're so ecstatic to be accepting women on our wait list. This will be 2 days of sheer bliss, reconnecting with yourself and establishing lifelong friendships. We can't wait to tell you more about it soon. But in the meantime, if you're interested, go to the Facebook group, Graceful Healing VIP Room, to get some more information. See you there. Hi, Michelle. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm so excited to talk to you again because I heard that you just came across another amazing, interesting study about sleep.
Well, I sure did. And actually, I heard this morning when I was on my way to do a walk. Have you ever heard of Nappuccinos?
No.
Okay, well, my favorite thing to do early in the morning if I'm out in my car is to listen to NPR. Mm-hmm. And this morning was about Nappuccinos. And I just love that something about sleep, was the first thing I heard in the morning.
That's so ironic, isn't it?
I know. I just love when those kind of things happen. But this was kind of an interesting thing because it wasn't necessarily talking about how to get more sleep. It was talking about some of the studies that have been done about sleep and the effects of not sleeping, but more importantly, of what you can do to let me just tell you a couple of little facts.
Okay.
How's that sound?
Perfect.
Okay. So not to start with the negative stuff, but it actually hit me pretty hard. There was a study done at the University of Colorado in Boulder.
Oh, there you go.
That's close to home for you, isn't it?
It sure is.
So it was a study with young, healthy adults, and they agreed to stay in a sleep lab, but they could only sleep 5 hours or less for 5 nights. That was the condition. They no more than 5 hours. So after 5 days, if you can believe this, people gained as much as 5 pounds.
Oh my gosh, maybe that's my problem.
Right? That's what I'm thinking. That explains all the extra weight I'm carrying around. So it was fascinating to me. That's what got my attention because the links, between sleep loss and metabolic disease. Mm-hmm. So how lack of sleep really is, your hormones are thrown off because your body's not resting. And then that regulates your appetite and people tend to eat more when they're sleep deprived. Mm-hmm. So that's, of course, the basic, the vanity part of it, of gaining weight. But here's the secondary thing was that there's a decrease in your insulin sensitivity if you're sleep deprived. So for those of us that have been, sort of either diagnosed or headed towards prediabetes, this is the key right here, because the study shows that lack of sleep deprivation is going to raise your blood sugar. Now, here's the good news, that this rise in blood sugar could maybe only be temporary in young people.
Oh, that is
so
good.
You can reverse it. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know what that means, people our age, but I thought that was really important for people, especially people that I work with that are college students. Mm-hmm. And, they're not sleeping much, that that this would be something really important for young people to know about.
Oh, absolutely.
But here's the part I thought you would just love to know. This is why they called it Nappuccino, is that, life gets in the way. So not only do, if you're struggling with sleep, but, if you've traveled and you get home really late from a flight and then you have to be somewhere early in the morning, you're definitely not going to be getting the sleep that you need. So the short-term effects of when that happens can be reversed by catching up on sleep. So there's this other study that says, let's say you're a person that needs 7 hours of sleep a night to feel, like you're adequate, that really you need 49 hours of sleep during the week. So if you can't get all the sleep on every night, that, on the weekend, rather than worry about getting up at the same time or going to bed the same time, that you could use that time to catch up on your sleep and still have the benefit.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So, these are some different studies that have been done, but I just thought, gosh, for the day-to-day when you can't fall asleep and you're worried about how you're going to get through the day, to know that the next night you can be able to catch up on that sleep was interesting.
It is interesting.
But, yeah. So here's where Nappuccino comes in. I love that name. I'm going to incorporate it into some drink or something. So here's what you do. Let's say you really feel like you need to take a nap. You're struggling all day. Naps are good. That's why babies take naps. But a 20-minute nap can equal 1 hour of sleep if you do it right.
Well, that's kind of like yoga nidra.
Yeah, it is. If your brain can just rest like that for 20 minutes. So I know sometimes if I would want to take a nap, I'd be more stressed for 10 of those minutes about, will I fall asleep before my 20 minutes are up? Right. So here's a little tip that you can try is to drink a cup of coffee or have some kind of caffeine and then lay down for your 20 minutes. Isn't that kind of crazy? Because when you wake up,
does that mean you can eat chocolate before?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking that might be a good test. Eat a candy bar and then lay down and see what happens. But it takes about 20 minutes for caffeine to kick in. So then when you wake up from your short nap, then you're more alert because of the caffeine. But you can't do this after 3 p.m.
Oh, yeah, because the caffeine is going to keep you awake then.
Exactly. Yeah. So you have to be careful and you have to make, it's a lot of work to take a nap.
Oh, that's
funny. I just love this. If anybody's interested in learning more, any of our listeners, this was on NPR on the early morning show. I can't find where it says, but it was on Monday, March 25th.
Yeah, today.
And today.
Yeah.
Today. But our listeners will be listening to it on another day.
Right.
So it might be confusing. Yeah. Anyway, you can just Google that under NPR, Nappuccinos.
Cool. That's cute. That's really a cute name.
So I just love when, something that we're talking about shows up in different ways.
I know. I was explaining to you earlier an interview I was doing today, and the woman was talking about dementia and Alzheimer's and how sleep is such a huge problem in helping to not create the disease, but make the disease even worse. So, sleep is so incredibly important in all stages of our life. But it seems like when you get to our age, say, whether you're in your late 40s, your 50s, or your 60s, we all start declining in health in some way, right? Some of us end up, I don't know, with high blood pressure or whatever it might be, but we all start to lose some type of impact with our health. And you kind of sit there and think, well, there's no way around it, but there really is. We have 5 or 6 decades of coping skills behind us. It's in our history.
Oh, yeah.
And we know how to work around a lot of these issues, just like, say, the issue of taking a nap and drinking the caffeine before, so you wake up more alert. So I just think that we need to really be aware that just because we might have some stumbling blocks along the way, that's part of the aging process. There are plenty of workarounds.
It's such a great reminder, and we don't have to give in to it. I'm just getting old. That's true, but there's definitely ways to benefit from getting older.
Yeah. And just like when I think about my own mom or your own mom or anyone's mother, and that whole generation would have a lot of symptoms, and they just coped by being stoic and strong and not to discuss their pain and not to challenge any doctor authority.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here to tell you, this is the new age of women, and we aren't going to put up with that kind of stuff anymore. I mean, our generation is different. We're assertive. We have high expectations. And just because some of us might be retiring or being grandparents doesn't mean that we're stopping.
Oh, yeah. No, we're not giving up. That's for sure. I think that's what one of those attributes of baby boomers, too, is, like we're never going to get old.
Exactly. Who wants to sit around?
No way. And I think that's like what's so cool about even us having these conversations is because we're at this age where previously people would just retire and, I don't know, play golf. Not that that's a bad thing, but, now people are having like second and third careers, and that's how I feel like, oh gosh, we get to reinvent ourselves again. Here we go.
Exactly. It's like third, fourth time in like our history, right?
Yeah.
Because we take on these different roles with every new kind of generation that we are faced with. And now I just feel like the roles that we're taking on is so incredibly, happy in so many ways.
Yes, I do. I feel like I wouldn't say I was unhappy, but I feel like I am a happier person. I look at things in a much more positive way at this point in my life than I think I did when you're bogged down with other things in the way, I suppose.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And I just think it's a choice. It's a choice to be happy because some of us can be raised in like the worst horrific conditions or situations and still have a positive outlook. And it's really because you've made that choice to have that outlook.
Yeah. And you know what is so funny? I was just having this vision of, it's probably been 20 years ago, like the Red Hat Society.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that was sort of like the start of women, older women saying, I don't care anymore. I'm going to wear my red hat and my purple dress, and and that was not our generation. That was like probably our moms, older moms, actually. I don't even, and, it was like, who are these women? But I think it's so cool. Like, that's what I aspire to be like, not the movies that are popping in my head, like Grumpy Old Men Part 2. The Odd Couple, all of those that are about men being really grumpy and not happy.
Really? Well, they say women are a lot happier than men.
I think that's really true.
I do too. And they say that women are happier as they get older. And I think that's really true too.
Yep, I would agree 100% with that. I mean, just look around and, and all the women who are doing such great things, with their lives. What about Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
Yeah.
I mean, how inspirational is that?
I know.
So there's a lot of cool stuff going on, and we're part of it now.
Yeah. That's the crazy thing. Like, where did time go?
Yeah.
God.
But I'm proud of having those badges along the way.
Are you?
Yeah. Crossing those milestones of kids getting into, school or getting into high school, getting out of high school, like sort of their transition, and then not like meeting people now. And I'm not identified as the mom of, my children. It was like, it doesn't even come up in conversation really anymore about, do you have kids? Where that used to be the first thing you would either, what's your job and do you have kids?
Exactly.
And now that's not the case.
I know. I think there's two things that I absolutely love about like where I am now, where I didn't have this ability before, is I can be in a situation and I have the ability to just walk out of that room whenever I want. Where before I just would have felt like I had to stay and feel stuck and maybe try to hide. But I'll just walk right out now. If it's not going to fit my needs or it's not what I was expecting or it just doesn't feel like it's a good fit, I'll just walk right out.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then the other is like the power to say no.
Yeah.
I don't know where that's been my entire life, but all of a sudden I found it in my back pocket.
And you've tried it, and have you had any repercussions from it?
Oh, yeah. but it's okay,
It is okay. Yeah.
It's like, that's where I am at this point in my life. I mean,
well, I think that's great. And you think about, what if you say no and it's not received well, maybe that's something to pay attention to.
Exactly.
And like, wait a minute, I have a voice.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. So I love these suggestions about sleep now. So have you been sleeping any better now that we kind of got off track?
You know what? It's really strange. I feel like I haven't been sleeping better, but I've been having dreams, or remembering dreams. And that is, I can't tell you the last time I had dreams that I could remember. So something has changed. I'm still waking up in the middle of the night and having sometimes hard time getting back to sleep, but I must be going into a deeper sleep to be able to dreaming.
More
so that's
sleep.
A good thing.
Absolutely.
And I think that's definitely related to cutting out the caffeine, earlier in the day. Not that I was a huge caffeine drinker, but it's obviously, I have a sensitivity to that. So
yeah, I do too.
And sugar, which I still working on that one.
Yeah. One thing at a time.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Yeah. So you were saying that you tried some turmeric?
Oh, yeah. I found this turmeric ginger tea at Trader Joe's. I just happened to see it. And so I tried it last night to see if that would help me sleep. I don't think it really made a difference, but it was kind of nice to have some tea before bed, which is something that I wouldn't think to do. So could become a new ritual. I know everybody was talking amongst ourselves about taking baths on the Facebook page.
Right.
And I'm not really good with taking baths. So I'm going to try that maybe this week.
I'm actually taking a bath this evening.
Oh, cool.
I am, because years ago when I was doing this detox, I took a bath every single night as just part of the series of things that you did for this 1 week. And I was remembering how well I slept then.
Oh.
And that something about the Epsom salt that you add to the water and it taking out some of the toxins, and it just relaxes your muscles like you wouldn't believe.
Well, maybe I should try it.
I'm going to try it tonight and really see if it makes a difference, because I've been much better at leaving my iPad on my table.
Congratulations.
And I know I've been so much better with that, but I still, just like you, I wake up periodically during the night and I don't know what it is. I really don't, but it's something.
Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like it really is related to my liver or something, because it's not like I wake up and I'm anxious or thinking about what I need to get done the next day. It's just I wake up, and then if it wasn't the middle of the night, I'd think it was time to get up.
Exactly. I wake up and I'm ready to get up, And,
yeah.
And sometimes I do, because I can't fall back asleep, and I do for a while and then go back to bed, and then I do fall back to sleep. But it's just annoying, really annoying.
Yeah. Well, it's very disruptive.
And then when you hear about all the ramifications of not getting good quality deep sleep, then you start to really kind of wonder, like, am I getting any quality sleep at all when I'm waking up?
Yeah, that's a great point. Do you ever turn on music or any kind of guided meditation when you wake up in the middle of the night?
I do. And the past 2 nights when I've woken up, I have the Calm app, CALM, and I listen to a sleep story, because I think I might have mentioned it in the past.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I really love to be talked to sleep. It's crazy. It's just, who's going to stay up and talk to you to sleep? But that app
great.
will.
There's an app for it. Wow.
They have sleep stories on that app, and I promise you, they will put you to sleep.
Wow, that is such a great thing to know.
And and it's free. I mean, you can pay for it and get a more of a menu of sleep stories, but the free ones have been just fine. And I end up listening to one that occurs in France, and you're walking through a lavender field, and that's my one-time bucket list thing that I want to go there and walk the lavender fields. But it puts me right to sleep.
Oh, I'm definitely going to try that tonight.
At least the last 2 nights it has.
Wow, that is huge, because, oh my gosh, I think, without turning on a light to read or, putting on the iPad or phone or whatever, that's a great idea.
Yeah. And then to answer the other part of your question, I do listen at night to a lot of guided meditations that I find really helpful too.
Cool. Yeah. So are there any that you could recommend?
Well, I mean, really my go-to is Oprah and Deepak Chopra. I mean, I love their guided meditations, and I can't tell you how many times I've listened to the same series over and over and over, but by the time you get to the end and you start over, you've kind of forgotten the beginning. So, and then their new one just started today. They have a brand new series.
I've actually just noticed on my phone, it says day 1.
Yep.
The path to grace begins today.
Yeah, and it's all about being graceful and having grace in your life.
Ooh, well, I'm going to listen to. Is it okay to listen before bed?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do tonight. Instead of a bath, I think I'll do that. I'll do a bath tomorrow night. There
you go. Got to mix it up a little bit.
That's right. Oh, I know. I'm like, wow, this is like relearning everything.
Mm-hmm. And it's just all about like listening to your body and figuring out what works and doesn't work, because it's not going to be the same thing for everybody. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's true. Or the same thing for you all the time. Mm-hmm. I think that you probably, we go through periods of time where one thing works and then it switches up.
Oh, yeah. That's no different than chocolate, right? I mean,
yep.
You can't always eat the same chocolate bar. Sometimes you have to have those M&Ms.
Well, it's so funny about the chocolate, because I've been on this kick since last weekend where I've been having sugar every day. And I went months, with really not craving sugar, and, kind of did a sugar detox like in the summer. And now it is so addictive. That's just proven to me how, like every day I'm like, where's my chocolate?
I went through that over the Christmas holidays. I mean, because I can go like months and months and months without sugar ever crossing my lips, and then I just become the world's biggest pig.
Yeah. So how did you break the habit over the holidays?
I mean, it took a long while. I mean, it really did. It wasn't like cold turkey, like I can do some things. I had to really wean myself back. And then now I'm at a place where I'm really pretty good. But the thing for me is I can really tell it in my energy level. Like my fatigue kicks in once I hit like this sugar threshold.
Yeah.
And so when I hit that, I'm just like, whoa. And it's like a reminder that I guess I need a good kick in the butt, like this is not good for you at all. So knock it off. Yeah. Well, I know it's really bad for, it's bad for everybody, but, particularly I know how bad it is for me after, the pre-diabetes kind of thing, for several times I've been in that zone, and I've worked hard to not be there. But yeah, I'm just amazed at how addictive, just a few days of it. I know. It's really, so that's my thing this week. Besides sleep, I'm going to break that and detox off the sugar. And the thing that people don't realize too is the artificial sweetener is even more difficult to break that habit. Yeah. I mean, that's harder than breaking a cocaine habit. Yeah. Isn't there something about it's only like one molecule different than cocaine? And so, no wonder we're so addicted to it. Yeah, it's bad stuff. That's really for sure. So now I'm motivated now. Eat whole foods, get sleep. Yeah. that's our mantra. Find some good fruits to substitute for your chocolate or something. Is it just chocolate or is it all sugar? Nope, it's just chocolate. And it's so funny because I know all of that. And I've had those experiences where like, how an apple could taste so good because, I haven't dulled my taste buds with chocolate. But right now, I should have never made those brownies last week. That's what started it. Well, do you like dark chocolate? I do. I like all chocolate. Bad chocolate and good chocolate. See, if I had to eat dark chocolate every day, I would never eat it. Well, I've created by thinking that was going to be better for me over the years. I've been able to get used to it. And I actually do like it. And you don't have to eat as much. Right. And it is kind of healthy in a way. They say it's healthy, but I'm sure it's not healthy, when you choose that over like an apple. Yeah. That's true.
So that is my goal for this week. But I guess here's the other thing I just thought of is it also shows that we're human because we know the right things to do, but we still fall back into bad habits.
Oh gosh, do we ever?
Yeah. So we just have to reset, almost like your computer, okay, I know all the things to do. Just kind of hit that reset button.
That's one of the things that for me personally, and again, it's different for everybody, but the power of journaling resets me because I can wake up in the morning and kind of reflect on my previous day and go, dang, here I was, I ate blah, blah, blah. But then somehow it'll always come out of my free writing and my journaling that morning. And then it's as if I've laid the groundwork for a new day.
That's awesome.
I shouldn't say always has worked for me because this free writing that I've been doing since the new year. It was one of my New Year's resolutions. And talk about something that is life-changing is that, yeah.
So how do you do it?
Well, for me, I do what's called the morning pages, and there's like a whole step process that you go through, but the journaling part is really just waking up in the morning. The first thing you do before you even get out of bed is you journal write, and you don't have any prompts. You just free write whatever is coming out at the time. And typically it's stuff that you marinated over during your course of your sleep, during the course of the previous day. It's amazing what comes out in this free writing.
Oh, wow.
And then you write for 3 pages and then you're done. And you don't even necessarily ever have to read it again, but it's like this cleansing thing that you do that helps you almost like reorganize your brain to start the day a new way.
So is there a prompt like today you write about?
No prompt.
This is whatever comes to mind.
Yep. And it could be that you wake up and you write, I can't think of a stupid thing to write about. And that's how you get started writing.
That's what I was going to say. Exactly.
Yeah. But that hasn't happened to me yet because I wake up with whatever thoughts are like just rumbling around in my brain from that night, or even maybe what I had a dream about that I wasn't aware of. And it just comes tumbling out. But in the course of the writing is like, God, I'm so pissed that I had, 2 bags of M&Ms watching blah, 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 whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Comes out in your writing. And then, just like, wait a minute, that's kind of like a aha right there, a red flag that is coming to the surface that I need to pay attention to. And it happens for other things. I'm not just talking about chocolate, but it could be, like, maybe I was, I don't know, with somebody at the grocery store, whatever it might be. Yelled at my dog or
fascinating.
Yeah. Just things that are bothering you, bugging you, come to the surface. And
so 3 pages. Is there significance to the 3 pages?
There might be, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just enough to get the stuff out,
Wow. Okay.
So I'm telling you, it is powerful.
I'm going to start that too. I'm going to have to get up earlier.
Well, and it only takes, it takes maybe 10 minutes.
That's great.
It's just, keep it at your bedside. The thing that's, like when I'm traveling, I bring it with me because I'm obviously traveling alone. And so it's really, really easy to do it. Mm-hmm. But I will admit that when I'm at home, and it's a lot harder to keep that habit going because my mornings aren't just me.
Yeah.
There's other things involved in my morning routine that I have to be aware of. So it makes it harder.
Well, is that part of the artist's way?
Yep.
Okay. That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Well, that's neat. We'll have to talk some more about this.
We do.
At our retreat.
There you go. Hey. Michelle, tell everybody the location that we found. Oh my gosh.
I am so excited. And I have to say, for our listeners, that wasn't scripted. That just popped in my head when we were talking about the artist's retreat or the artist's way. So Maureen and I have been investigating places because we love talking to each other, and it would be really fun to be able to do this with each other in the same room.
Exactly.
And we've been toying with the idea of holding a retreat. And I think we found a location here in Tucson in September. And I hope any listeners out there who want to check it out, it's Tanque Verde Guest Ranch in Tucson, Arizona. And
it's so cool. It's just
it's awesome.
It's gorgeous. It's like a dude ranch.
It is. It's an old dude ranch. It's been around for quite a while, and it's gone through a major sort of rebirth in the last few years. And it's a great family place. Lots of weddings take place there because it's actually, if you've ever heard of Paul McCartney.
Oh, yeah.
He used to live out there when he was married to Linda.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize
really
that.
Close. Yeah, it's just on the very eastern end of sort of Tucson in a beautiful location right up against the mountains.
Oh, wow.
Great for hiking, great for horseback riding. There's just a million activities that we can do at this location.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so excited for us to start planning.
I am too. I can't wait.
So those of you who are interested, hop onto our Facebook page and start telling us, what you want to do.
Yeah, we'll start a wait list for people.
There you go.
And then once we get our sales page up, we'll send you an email on how to get to the sales page and learn more about it and hopefully sign up.
Yeah. So we're looking at September. We're not exactly sure, but probably later September.
Mm-hmm, definitely later.
Gets a little cooler in Tucson the later into September. And we're going to be having so much fun. The heat won't be a factor.
Yeah. But the cool will be nice.
Yeah. And mornings, if you ask anybody that lives in Tucson, it's like September mornings are the best.
Oh, I can't wait.
Because it's nice and cool and the sun still comes up early that you can get out and do some really cool outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
Which is what we're all about.
There you go.
So fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Me too.
And I'm glad we decided on this location because just all the different things that we have planned, it's going to fit so perfectly with the environment.
Yeah, I know. It's funny how things just fell into place when we started looking and it was like, oh, here we go.
Yes.
Because we first started talking about like renting, a vacation rental, or a house. But I think this will be 10 times better.
Oh, yeah. And the access to the horses and the morning breakfasts is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, but I think there'll be something for everybody. Mm-hmm. I really do.
Absolutely.
So stay tuned, right? And meanwhile, the two of us will get ourselves organized here.
Yep, we will.
Oh, boy. Fun
good.
Times.
Absolutely. Well, it's great talking with you again, Michelle.
Always. This is the highlight of my week. And as much fun as we're having now, I have like some new to-do lists, which I'm going to take a bath. Yep. I'm going to listen to some guided meditations I'm going to...
In the Calm app.
In the Calm app. That's right.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do some morning writing.
And I'm telling you, 10 minutes is all you need.
Okay. 3 pages.
3 pages. And not even like big pages, like
little, I have a little book.
Well, like a 8x9 or something like that.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be a notebook size, but a little bit smaller than notebook.
All right. I'm starting tomorrow.
Oh, good.
I'll let you know how it goes.
Perfect.
All right. Well, you have a good rest of your week.
You too.
And we'll talk again soon.
All right. Bye, Michelle.
Take care.
Bye. Hey, thank you for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. If you can, take a moment and give us a review. And please join the VIP room in Facebook for more discussion and insights. You can find us at Graceful Healing Podcast VIP room. See you there and see you next time.